So yeah, here we have a video that I did not prepare at all, so I'm just going to be here and yell, "Surprise, motherfuckers!" Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing an authortube video, which I know I've done one I think for this channel, so it's not something that I really do a lot, but I want to invest on this side of me. I have a project, I have many projects actually, but I have something that I want to talk to you about, and so I decided to do just a little short video telling you where in my author kind of place, career development I am right now, and to just let you guys know the good news of what is about to happen. So many of you might have seen my first authortube video that I did. I think it was my first, don't quote me on that. And if you haven't, I'm going to leave a link up above where I read you a short story that was actually handpicked to go into an anthology of short stories about, you know, the deep, dark waters of the ocean and the terrors of the ocean. That anthology was for charity, yeah, and all of the authors were very excited to participate. However, something very unpleasant happened where the editor kind of misbehaved a bit, and without fucking warning, it didn't even talk to any of us, at least that I know, the authors of the short stories, but he just took the book out of the platforms that it was being sold upon. And so our stories, if people don't have like that version up until that point, completely disappeared. And I was a little bit hurt because even though it's not my first short story, I've published some in Portuguese, but it wasn't really, you know, for this big of a thing. I was very sad because I felt something with that story. I felt that I reached a point in my life that I wanted to continue developing, and I also felt that I finally found my calling, you know, in writing horror, which was the topic of the short story. So I was really sad about it, and then I thought, well, I mean, the rights of the story are my own, so why the fuck don't I grab it and just publish it myself? And so with this, it started this kind of journey where I was like, well, but I don't want to publish just that one. I have other stories that I wanted to submit or that I'm thinking about and that I really would like to see people's reactions to, and if it would, you know, have an impact on someone, and if this type of horror would be something that people would like to read and, you know, listen to and have the experience. And so I decided I'm going to publish a collection of short stories, and it's going to be my first work as an actual author, self-published author, and it's going to be my first bigger work, and I really want to do it. And so I started thinking, I started writing, and at the moment, I cannot give you an official date because, as most of you know, I am currently doing my PhD and it's taking me all of my life and sanity to do. But I have some short stories written, I have most of them edited, and I'm on the process of finishing writing them and my author's note and everything and just formatting the book itself. But by the end of this year, topmost, I will be releasing my first short story collection and my first self-published work. It's going to be in English. I know that some of you that are Portuguese and that know that I'm Portuguese and follow me will probably think like, why the fuck are you publishing in another language? But I have a lot of people that I know that I would like to see the reaction to the story if they do want to pick them up and read. And I also think that I can reach more people, and since I'm going to self-publish, I really want to reach all of the people that I can. And I think that since that story was published in English, I would like that the other stories that come with it are published in English as well. Which doesn't mean that I'm not going to ever self-publish or try to traditionally publish or something in Portuguese sometimes in the future, but for now, this is what I'm going to do. And yeah, my short story collection already has a name, already has a cover, and already has a plan that I'm going to progressively reveal to you guys. So, my short story collection name is going to be Monsters Within. This is because, and I'm going to just give a little bit of context to it, this is because on these stories I like, and I'm going to, and I am tackling mental illness in a way. Not in the way that we are used to see, like in horror stories and something, where it is used like the killer is always mentally insane, or there's always like these hallucinations that are part of thrillering stories, but in a way that people that actually, like myself, for instance, suffer from anxiety or depression and other conditions, sometimes our mind and the way that we are is the scariest place on earth, and we are the ones that harm ourselves thinking about that and believing about that and not actually overcoming the situation. And so it's kind of a way for me to exorcise my demons and actually to be some sort of therapeutical for me. I have been in 2 therapeutical processes. I am 27 years old and it has been a lot. I know there's a lot of people that go through more. I'm not saying that I won't fall down in my path, but I am getting back up slowly. And so I feel like for me to exercise a little bit of what is in my mind and the things that I feel and the contexts that I live and you know, things that plague me at night, it will be very interesting to actually call it Monsters Within. And my idea is that you can, through the reading of it, also exercise some of your demons and some of your monsters. And of course have fun and a little bit of a spooky time with mine. I don't consider it to be a very aggressive collection, so it's nothing like extreme horror or anything. However, there's going to be a trigger warning page because I am a full believer on trigger warnings, and I do think that especially when we're talking about horror and other genres that are supposed to provoke and disturb, it's even more necessary than in others. So don't worry about that. I am trying to do a very in-depth work of actually discriminating things that might be triggering. So I just want you all to have a safe reading if you choose to read my book. But yeah, I do have a cover. I am not going to show it right now. I am going to do a special video a little bit more further into the summer, I hope, to do a reveal of the cover and maybe a pre-order date. We will see. But I do know that I'm going to release it in 3 formats. I'm going to release it as an ebook, I'm going to release it as paperback, and I'm also going to release it in audiobook. And you're going to be like, well, but you don't speak English. I mean, you do speak English, but you know, you don't have the right pronunciation. And to that I'm going to say yes, but that is a surprise that I bring to you guys. So, I found my audiobook narrator, and he has kindly accepted to go into this project with me, not knowing anything about the project, sort of, and just, we have no idea how this is going. You know, it's just 2 friends doing something crazy that we believe in, because I believe that people should have access to reading in all sorts of formats, especially for people that cannot actually read in ebook formats or in paperback formats, and the only way that they can do it is by listening to the words on paper. I think it's very important to have a great narrator that actually is going to bring the emotion that is needed for those people to actually enjoy the stories. And I say this, for instance, with people that are visually impaired or have any other situation that does not allow them to see the words on paper or to touch the paper or, you know, just pick it up or something. And so I found it really important to have these 3 ways of people to be able to, you know, grasp it and read it and have access to it. And for my news, my big news, I invited, and he gracefully said yes, Mason Addy from Mason in the Dark to be my narrator. So, if you don't know Mason, I'm going to leave linked down below his channel, and if I remember to do so, up above some of the playlists of his works. He is an author as well. He has a authortube channel with a little bit of booktube mixed into it, and he does narrations of his own stories that are incredibly spectacular. And since the moment that I've heard that voice saying those stories, I said, this man has got to be my narrator. And so for that reason alone, I just went there and I said, dude, do you want to be my narrator? And he gracefully said yes, so thank you so much, Mason, for that. So if you don't know him, please go and subscribe to his channel. He totally deserves way more than me to have more subscribers. and, you know, just stay here for our project, for our things together, because I am very excited for this. I know that he's also very excited for this, and I hope that you guys are also very excited for this project. So that's all that I have to say for the moment about this project. I will try and give more updates in kind of authortube videos and not doing just my booktube normal videos, if that's something that you guys want to know more about. So that's going to be all for today. If you like this, leave a like or subscribe, and happy readings to you all. Bye!